ជំរាបសួរបងប្អូនអរគ្នាថ្ងៃនេះមកជួបគ្នាទៀតហើយថ្ងៃនេះចង់មកធ្វើវីដេអូប្រតិកម្មតាន់ហន់ជាមួយនឹងព័ត៌មានតាន់ហេតុការណ៍ដែលគេតំចេញមិញឥឡូវនេះម៉ោង 7:01 យប់ហើយតែមកដល់ផ្ទះតំចេញពីតកម្មមិញហ្នឹងឥឡូវចង់មកធ្វើវីដេអូបន្តិចសិនមុនចូលគេងតោះឥឡូវយើងទៅមើលទាំងអស់គ្នាថាតើវីដេអូហ្នឹងជាវីដេអូអីគេអូខេ
70,000 monks just broke their vows of silence to nominate Trump for the Nobel.
Wow.
Dear Mr. President Trump, we are standing here today with hearts full of appreciation. Today, 70,000 Cambodian Buddhist monks are wholeheartedly supportive of our Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet to nominate you for the Nobel Peace Prize. Please accept, Mr. President.
70,000 monks can't be wrong. After Trump brokered a peace deal between Cambodia and Thailand, the monks went ultra MAGA and shaved their heads like Stephen Miller. So 47's thinking about setting...
នេះវាថាលោកតកោសក់តាមពិតលោកសង្ឃខ្មែរយើងកត់កោសក់ស្រាប់ហើយហ្នឹងអានេះវាច្រឡំលោកសង្ឃកាតូលិកដែលសក់នៅមានណា
Sending them all 70,000 of them Trump 2028 hats. Duty and tariff free. Zelensky
និយាយទៅព័ត៌មាន Fox News នេះគឺជាព័ត៌មានបណ្ដាញព័ត៌មានមួយធំដែរនៅអាមេរិកបណ្ដាញព័ត៌មាននេះគឺភាគច្រើនវានិយាយកាន់ជើងខាង Republic អានេះវាកាន់ជើងតាត្រាំព័ត៌មានដូចជាព័ត៌មាន CNN ABC ឬក៏ MSNBC អីអាហ្នឹងវាកាន់ជើងខាង Democrat អញ្ចឹងគាត់ថាពេលយើងមើលព័ត៌មានយើងដឹងថាព័ត៌មានណាលំអៀងទៅខាងណាព័ត៌មានលំអៀងទៅខាងណាមួយទៀតអីអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងដល់យើងយកមកថ្លឹងថ្លែងឲ្យគិតយកជាចំណេះខ្លួនឯងទៅអាហ្នឹងតើយើងដឹងទុកមុនអញ្ចឹងអូខេ
Zelensky and Macron went home yesterday with hats that said 4 more years. Just like when you visit a museum, Trump brought them to the gift shop right before they hit the door. Putin wanted a hat too, but instead Melania gave him a letter that said, "Stop killing kids." And Trump buzzed them with B-2s.
Alaska was a show of force by President Trump. He invited President Putin to land that the Russians used to own.
នេះគឺ Scott Bessent គាត់ជារដ្ឋលេខាធិការខាងរដ្ឋាភិបាលជាតិខ្មែរយើងគេហៅ Treasury Secretary.
He displayed a huge amount of military hardware and then did a flyover. It was kind of like inviting your uncontrollable neighbor to your house and showing him your gun case.
Trump's giving everybody options. The easy way or
ហើយ Jesse នោះគាត់ល្បីដែរគាត់ធ្លាប់ធ្វើ interview ជាមួយ Elon Musk ដែរឥឡូវឲ្យមើលសិននេះ clip មើល
Tonight, our exclusive look into Doge. Elon Musk was nice enough to invite us into the Eisenhower building last night to sit in on his weekly 10 p.m. Doge meeting. Yeah, they usually meet at 10 o'clock. I'm almost in bed by then. We met the whole crew, even Big Balls. And they showed us how Doge really gets done. We sat back, listened, and we learned a lot. And we or the hard way. This time, Zelensky picked the easy way. He wore a suit, said his thank yous, and brought Trump a big, beautiful gift.
Yes, Zelensky
a putter from a Ukrainian soldier who lost his legs in a war and then picked up golf. Engraved on the head, let's putt peace together.
Constantine, first of all, I just watched your swing. I know a lot about golf, and your swing is great. It looks beautiful, and you're going to be a very good golfer very soon. But I also want to thank you for this putter. It's beautiful, and it's made with real love, and it's given to me with real love from you, and I appreciate that. Every time I sink a putt, I'll be thinking about you.
Maybe the president will bring his new putter to Doral, where the PGA just announced Trump's club will host a tour event. The Europeans already calling it Daddy Shack. Yesterday, they were on their best behavior. Trump kept calling France's president by his first name, Emmanuel. And Macron responded with a Mr. President.
I don't know what her name is.
He was, quote, like a schoolboy speaking to his teacher. That's how President Trump likes his allies to behave. And
like a schoolboy speaking to his teacher. That's how President Trump likes his allies to behave. And although the leader were still meeting as his column went to press, he appears to have whipped them into shape. Oh, wow.
Although the leaders were still meeting as this column went to press, he appears to have whipped them into shape. The Europeans were sitting around the Resolute desk yesterday like they were waiting for class to start. Trump was giving Europe a geography lesson. He even put up the big, beautiful map and sent it home with Zelensky as homework. If Zelensky can read a map like Trump can read a putt, we'll have a deal in no time. The last president to save Europe from Russian aggression was Reagan, and his portrait was staring them down in the Oval. Compare that to Trump's first term, when Europe and Merkel were trying to look down on him.
អានេះកា Trump អាណត្តិទី1គេនិយាយទៅ Trump វាអត់ទាន់ដឹងយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រនយោបាយច្រើនណាអញ្ចឹងទៅវាទៅដូចថាអត់សូវយល់ឥឡូវលើកទី2អត់បានទេ
And tell him he was wrong. Now Europe realizes he was right about everything, and they're the ones doing the listening. Even Obama's guys are admitting 47's in control.
Whoever had the idea to bring all these European leaders together, in addition to President Zelensky, that was a brilliant idea.
Donald Trump didn't make Europe feel too comfortable. When it was time to get down to business and call Putin, he kicked them out of the room.
I didn't do it in front of them. I thought that would be disrespectful to President Putin. I wouldn't do that because they have not had the warmest relations. And actually, President Putin wouldn't talk to the people from Europe. I mean, that was part of the problem.
CNN is now whining.
និយាយទៅពួកអឺរ៉ុបដូចរើសអើងខាងរុស្ស៊ីហ្មងពីដើមឡើយនិយាយទៅរុស្ស៊ីចង់ចូលអែបខាងសហព័ន្ធអឺរ៉ុបដែរប៉ុន្តែពួកអឺរ៉ុបមិនដឹងមិនចូលចិត្តរើសអើងតែពេលរើសអើងចឹងទៅវាអត់ត្រូវគ្នា
Meaning that Zelensky had to wait in the hallway.
The fact that he feels he's got to check in with Putin right away still feels like Trump needs Putin's approval in a way that's got to be very disturbing to Zelensky sitting there.
This isn't CNN's first rodeo. They should know the first time Putin and Zelensky talk should be face-to-face, not on speakerphone. And what? Trump's not supposed to call Vlad to set up the next round of talks? Who else is he going to call? Obama talked to Putin. Hillary talked to Putin. Biden even talked to Putin. How are you supposed to end the war if you don't talk to the guy who started it? CNN tried to get the Finns to leak another perfect phone call.
Do you know what Trump, said to Putin on the phone? I mean, what were the specifics that he put out there?
Obviously, in diplomacy, what happens in the Oval Office stays in the Oval Office when the media is not in there. I've been involved in peace mediation before, and I think that President Trump is genuinely trying to bring this war to an end.
Trump says, if you're curious, I'll tell you.
We had a very good call, and I told him that we're going to set up a meeting with President Zelensky, and you and he will meet, and then after that meeting, if everything works out, okay, I'll meet and we'll wrap it up. But, it takes, in this case, two to tango. They have to have somewhat of a relationship. Otherwise, we're just wasting a lot of time. I don't want to be doing that.
និយាយទៅចរចាតភាគីទាំងពីរហ្នឹងនិយាយគ្នាបើអត់និយាយគ្នាទេវាបាក់ហើយយ៉ាប់តមានអ្នកញ៉ាកដាលប៉ុន្តែក្នុងស្ថានភាពនេះមានអ្នកអញ្ញាកដាលដោយត្រាំខ្លាំងអញ្ចឹងអានឹងគេថាវាអាចជួយសម្រួលច្រើននិយាយទៅ
I just want to end it.
The White House says Putin's agreed to meet Zelensky one-on-one. Could happen within the next few weeks. And they're shopping around for a site. Budapest is now the front runner. But Switzerland making a last-second play, promising not to arrest the Russian leader on war crimes. How diplomatic. But Obama's right-hand woman, Susan Rice, says Trump doesn't understand the art of the deal.
Russia interfered in the 2016 election by disinformation campaigns. And rather than put the sort of pressure on Putin and Russia, he is rolling out the red carpet, doing military flyovers, giving him a ride in the presidential limousine.
Rice thought...
Yeah, មិនដឹងស្អីការ Biden នៅអត់មានធ្វើអីផងតែពេល Trump មកធ្វើចង់មកជួបចរចា complain រហូតត្អូញត្អែរហូតមិនដឹងស្អី
Housing Putin with B-2s was an honor? It was a flex. And why not get to know each other in the beast? 41 flew VAD on Marine One, took him to Kennebunkport to meet with his son. They rode up and down the Maine coast on the family's Fidelity 3. Could you imagine if Trump took Putin to Bedminster and played a round of golf? Picking up the phone isn't even close to that. Rice's commander-in-chief wrote love letters to the Ayatollah. Did that stop the Iranians from nuking up? No. Hillary gave the Russians a reset button. Did that stop the Russians from invading Ukraine? No. The Democrats can sit this one out. Trump's just fixing the left's mess.
From the beginning of this entire process, much of the left-wing media has been actively rooting against the President of the United States in the pursuit of peace. All weekend following those historic U.S.-Russia bilateral talks, we listened to clueless pundits on television trying but failing to claim that the President had failed. The so-called experts in the foreign policy establishment, whose record is nothing but endless wars, trillions of wasted taxpayer dollars, and dead Americans, have the nerve to try and lecture President Trump, who has solved 7 global conflicts in 7 months.
Trump stopping wars that started on Democrats' watch. Even the monks get it. Even Democrats like Stephen A. get it.
It was Biden in office when a full-fledged war against Ukraine took place.
គាត់នេះខាង Democrat ហើយគាត់ពងទីទានខាង Democrat ថាង Biden ការឆ្នាំវាកាន់អំណាចអត់មានធ្វើអីសោះនៅស្ងៀមរហូតតែពេលអាត្រាំមកគឺនាំគ្នាជេរអាត្រាំរហូតថាអានេះទៅអែបរុស្ស៊ីអីណា
It was Russia that invaded Crimea and that was under the Obama administration.
Yeah ការឆ្នាំ2004ណា I think រុស្ស៊ីទៅ invade Crimea ហើយអញ្ចឹង Obama ក៏អត់មានធ្វើអីគឺថាប្រហែលជាធ្វើដូចថាការទូតិចតួចអីចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែថាឲ្យធ្វើជាដុំកពួនដូចត្រាំអត់មានទេហើយគាត់នេះក៏បំពងតែនិយាយថាឲ្យពួក Democrat គ្នាគាត់ហ្នឹងថាឃើញពួកឯងការជំនាន់ហ្នឹងរុស្ស៊ីវាឈ្លានពានអ៊ុយក្រែនអត់មានធ្វើអីសោះឥឡូវដល់ត្រាំចង់ឲ្យវាមានសន្តិភាពមកដូចថាបង្អាក់បង្ខានគេវិញ
It was Clinton in office when you made a deal that disarmed the Ukraine and therefore weakened them, leaving them dependent on the United States. What I'm saying is promises made are supposed to be promises kept.
What was Joe Biden's plan to win the war in Ukraine? He didn't have one. What was Biden's plan to end the war in Ukraine? He didn't have one. If Kamala won, did she have a strategy? Of course not. The Europeans just don't want to be next on Putin's menu. And that makes sense. But now that Trump made Europe foot the bill for the war, they're like, all right, let's call it a day. And after their meeting yesterday, they told Trump at the table, great talk. We'll see you in a month or two.
They said a month or two? You're going to have another 40...
ធ្វើស្អែកហ្នឹងធ្វើយប់ហ្នឹងចាំមួយខែ
1,000 people dead in a month or two. You have to do it tonight.
The Obama-Biden doctrine of strategic patience, a.k.a. don't change anything, just got doged. Trump doesn't have time for shenanigans. And if you look at the body count, neither does Ukraine. You can see why the president has the wind at his back. Trump's approval rating's been surging. Insider Advantage has him up 8 points since July. But Trump's not making peace for politics or for the Nobel Peace Prize. Maybe just a little. He's doing it because he wants to walk through the pearly gates.
I want to try and get to heaven if possible.
គាត់ចង់ប្រជុំសង្គ្រាមមែនអាហ្នឹងក្នុងចិត្តគាត់និយាយតាំងពីណាពីណីមក
I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole. But if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons.
When Trump got shot in the head in Butler, it changed him. He believes God saved his life to keep him on earth, to put America first and stop the killing. And deep down, Trump knows he's been a little bit of a bad boy. So ending the Ukraine war is going to go a long way with the big guy upstairs. Good acts like ending wars don't automatically get you.
អូខេគេមិនដែរคลิปនេះក៏ចង់ show ថាសំឡេងរបស់ខ្មែរយើងគេបានលឺហើយណាប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំគិតថាយើងធ្វើប៉ុណ្្នឹងវាអត់ទាន់គ្រប់គ្រាន់ទេឥឡូវជំហានដំបូងគឺត្រូវបញ្ចប់សង្គ្រាមសិនរវាងខ្មែរថៃយើងណាប៉ុន្តែយើងអំពាវនាវឲ្យគេជួយរដងអញ្ចឹងវាថាដំណោះស្រាយហ្នឹងវាអត់បានយូរលងគង់វងយូរអង្វែងទេអញ្ចឹងទៅយើងត្រូវរកវិធីមួយបានន័យថាយើងត្រូវធ្វើឲ្យខ្លួនឯងខ្លាំងអូខេធ្វើឲ្យខ្លួនឯងខ្លាំងធ្វើឲ្យខ្មែរខ្លាំង
into heaven, as my good friend Harold Ford Jr. says. You also have to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Bye.